What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com, 23 years selling full-time on eBay. And I'm going to show you something that I think you may just have a hard time believing. At least I have a hard time believing because I can't figure it out. So maybe you can help me out here and figure out what the hell is going on with this eBay situation. But first, let's get into what's been going on sale-wise. So let me shrink me down here so you can actually see the numbers. So if you didn't know, Sunday I had like a huge day. I had a normal, we're on the wrong store, but let me go over here. So Sunday, 997 with both stores and international shipping. I hit over $1,300, about $1,350. And then, as we know, on Sunday nights, they usually have a shutdown and maintenance update on Sunday nights. So then the next day, $379. So we dropped from $1,000 down to $379. Shouldn't surprise us by now, right? Next day, a little bit of a bounce back, $518. Today, we're headed toward 5 o'clock and only at $276. So whatever they changed Sunday night just totally wrecked. I shouldn't say wrecked, probably, actually it's lower than what I have been running. So it actually made it a little bit worse 3 days in since that update. So whatever they did didn't help sales. It didn't help us whatsoever. Today when I was checking in my advertising, I clicked on it and a huge thing popped up about feedback on promotions, on advertising. And of course, I gave my feedback. My feedback was similar to this statement, because I don't remember exactly what I typed, but that the promotions, the advertising has put a damper on a lot of us resellers, because a lot of our organics are suppressed because of the advertising, which means that we're doing less sales now with more items than we were before the promotions, where we were making good money with less items. So it's pretty much in that realm. So if you get that pop-up, make sure you give your feedback of what's going on. And I've also put in there, yeah, I understand that the sellers don't mean nothing to you these days because you have people to answer to monetarily, but it'd be nice if you cared about the sellers. So something in that realm is what I ended up with. And again, all that stuff's probably going to fall on deaf ears. But hey, you gotta at least speak up in order to stand up for things you believe in, whether it's going to gain traction or not. At least put your best foot forward and say, hey, this ain't right, or this ain't working. And I ended up putting up in there, this is the reason that you've lost so many sellers to other platforms. So, and it's not going to look good in the long run. So yeah. But yeah, so I did that because I came in to check my offsite today on both stores. So we're still doing all right on this one, almost 4% return on ad spend. It fell down to like, what was it, 1 point something, and then jumped back up now. So, and that's past 7 days. So I talked about there was problems going on with the promoted, and at least it's popped back up now. But still, I mean, promoted is the huge problem with us getting just normal sales like we used to on eBay. And it's all about filling eBay's pocketbook. So even if they have to lose sellers in the process, that's why I don't think it's a good thing to do for the long haul, at least the way they are doing it, by sacrificing our organic sales in place of clicks. So, and because the increase of canceled orders and just one problem on top of another with this promotion stuff and the way they're handling it, the way they're doing it. I would be all for promoted items if they did it a lot better. The way they are doing it now, it feels like pure amateur hour. The more and more I learn about how companies run their promotions and things like that, and they've got a long way to go. And it ain't going to be a pretty road to get. They're going to have to take a step back eventually and take a little loss somewhere in order to do the right thing. Whether they'll be willing to do that or not, maybe with a different CEO, but I don't see it happening with this CEO. But that's another story that I didn't really need to talk about. So today, I'm getting ready to go into Ink Frog and clear out my unsold so I can end some hats in my big store to put them in my small store, the way I've been doing every day. And I come here and I go, oh, items that didn't sell. We've got this All-Star game. I'm pretty sure that didn't sell. I haven't checked on it yet. But look here. If you watched my other video the other day, this will look familiar to you. It was ended several days ago. I relisted it on the 25th, and they ended it on the 26th. So why, again, was this item just randomly ended almost 24 hours exactly to when it was relisted? And it was sell similar relisted, not with the same number. So it was sell similar. So it would have gave it a different number. Relist may do that now, from what I understand, but I haven't tested it to see. So even with a different number, 3 minutes over the 24-hour mark, it ended it. Because here is at 3:35, 3:38. So why, after 24 hours, did it end this item? That really makes no sense to me. Well, the first one didn't make sense to me. But now it really don't make sense to me. When it's the same item, 24 hours after I listed it. And of course, it's not something that was taken down. It said you ended this listing. So it's not something that eBay took down because of whatever. It's saying you ended it, which I did not. So what the hell are they doing? What the hell is this website doing, I should say? It makes no sense. Let me check this one because I'm pretty sure this did not sell. I don't remember seeing it in the sold. Let me go to orders. I could be wrong, but we'll see here. I just didn't see it in the orders. No. So that did not sell either. So that's another item. This thing never works properly anymore. So that's another item. So I told you they were taking 1 to 2 items down every day out of my store. So that one ended today for no reason. It says I ended it, which I did not. And again, the June seems like the most. June is like the biggest month that's being ended so far. The items I've listed in June. And again, it's not like in a 30-day cycle. That was on the 29th. It ended on the 27th. That one, the time is different. So it doesn't really appear to have any rhyme or reason to it on why that's happening. So, yeah, go figure. What a mess. What a mess. But yeah, man, I thought we were on to great things here. But of course, I didn't expect it to last. I would just like to have seen it last. But to go from my highest day in probably the last 90 days, maybe 60 days, to my lowest day in the last 60 days, well, that's typical eBay, it seems lately, right? That's why a lot of people have the conspiracy that they control it. Because how do you go from your biggest day to your lowest day back to back? Because they're only allowing you certain. It plays right into that, falls right into that theory. So, not a pretty thing, and kind of the same thing with the small store too. One of my near biggest days to one of my nearest lowest days the following. So, and still haven't totally rebounded from that. So, oh well, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm cross listing to Posh. So Posh is going up So, obviously Posh is never going to be like eBay, but at least here, at least you have a graph that's going in the right direction for the most part, unlike eBay. So we'll try to keep that graph growing as we put more and more items over here. Hey, it's the light kit I bought. I had to buy a new light kit because my one unit just totally failed. It just, the whole thing, I heard this popping and thought it was the bulbs going out, but apparently the whole unit went out. So I went ahead and reordered new lighting. And I ended up getting with these Viltrox, something, I guess that's how it's pronounced, Viltrox bicolor LED light panels. And it's 3 per unit. I ended up buying 2 units. Knew they were $215, but I found somebody on eBay selling them used, and they had like 10 plus of them in stock. So I'm like, well, let's take a chance. So I paid like $260 for 2 of them shipped, as opposed to $215 a piece, brand new, plus shipping. So hopefully I didn't get screwed there. We'll see. But he had sold like 7 or so I figure I'll buy 2, and hopefully they've got the long enough stands that I can put them up, put one of them up top also with, lights coming at you. So hopefully those will work out fine. So that's the avenue I went with the lights. If you were wondering, because I had asked the question, who's using what? What's been selling over here on this store? And before I forget, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so we know the post office is closed tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to you all out there. We got this Vera Bradley. This jacket's been in the store for a little while, as you can see with my lights I used to have around my board, my Edison lights. A fish t-shirt. And some hats finally starting to move over here, which is good to see, as I continue to move more and more hats over. You can see a nice little array of hats in the last couple of days, huh? So that's good to see. Very good to see. So curious to see how many it's going to take to get my, let's see where we're at, to get my dollar value up in the hat department over here. Let's just go sales. Yeah, sales in the last 31 days. We'll see where hats is. So hats is number 2 at $512 in the last 7 days. Since we know that we want to stay within 7 days to get $700 to $1,000 per week in hat sales, that will match the big store. So in the last week, $229. So with a whole lot less of hats over here. Why does this thing not work properly? Like, it's been doing this all day where it's taking my search engine out, my search spot. Hat. So 31 hats listed right now. So 3,100 hats. That's almost a 10% sell through. Like, if that was to stay with, say, 15,000 hats, that would be $1,500 a week, as opposed to $700 to $1,000. So will it stick to that? That's the goal of, that's not the goal. Well, that's the goal, but that's the point of moving the hats over here, that I think will be the telltale sign to whether a new store works better than a 23-year-old store. So as we continue to move, let's see if there's any, see, like my search engine, it just keeps taking it away from over here. See what's been selling over here. Probably usual suspects. See if anything different has sold recently. We got a hat, 45, another hat, some cassette tapes. CDs, cassettes. He had the wrong address, so I had to cancel the order, and they rebought it. There. Got the Build-A-Bear, which I'm happy to see these Build-A-Bears, even if they sell for $7, because I usually grab all of them from the bins just because that's easier than trying to learn which ones sell for big money. I know a lot of them that was from the St. Louis Zoo sell for good money, but beyond that, I really have no clue. So I just grab them all. Haven't listed much the last few days. I've been cleaning more than ever, just cleaning the house and rearranging some of the stored items, vacuuming a lot, mopping, just really doing a little bit deeper clean of the house. Figured it would be a nice thing to do if we're going to get this puppy. Like, I don't know if we're going to get this puppy or not. If you haven't seen the picture, all I know so far is I kind of saw the person's post who is fostering the pup, and she's got several applications, so she hasn't made her, as of yesterday, as far as I know, she hasn't made a decision on who's going to get the puppy. I did read that she had to put down her puppy, one of her puppies, 2 days ago or something like that. So I'm sure she's not in the mindset right now to give this puppy up. Hell, she may end up just keeping it herself after that situation. But I'm sure a lot goes into, especially if you're fostering a puppy, making sure it goes to the right house, the right home. You don't, especially if you grow attached to a dog, you don't want to put them in a situation that is not the best for them. So, as you guys know, I'm a wide open book on all my social medias. So I responded to one of her posts and go, feel free to choose us, smiley face. So she knows of me. She's seen my application. She knows. So I'm sure she's probably gone through my Facebook and seen maybe even seen some of the videos and the pictures of my puppies and how I treat them and stuff like that. So it's one good plus with being an open book. I guess you're going to get, good or bad, you're going to get 100% of your answers almost straight away on who I am and how I am toward A, B, or C. So, and X, Y, Z. So haven't heard nothing. Jan's wanted one of these puppies forever. That's why when I saw it, I'm like, Jan, you better get in here now. And she finally comes in. I go, look. She's been wanting a hound for a very long time. And I always mispronounce this. Weimaraners, something like that. That or a Vigila, I think it's called. It started out as a beagle, but then she's like, oh, it's a little too small. Because, you can, even though we've got a 6-foot fenced yard, we have rabbits that go underneath them, so a smaller dog can easily squeeze under. Hell, Courtney squeezed under before, so I got some boards up along some of the things, and then I left areas so the rabbits can go in and out, and the squirrels, because she likes to chase them, so they have an escape route. But and this dog, she's 7 months old and already 45 pounds. To give you some context, if you don't know, like Courtney's already, Courtney's 50 pounds. So if she's still got some growth in her, she'll be a nice play girl for Pee-wee to play around with. And I think that's the reasoning behind another puppy, because like I said, Courtney's 14 years old. So, being realistic, my mom had a puppy exactly like Courtney, who lived to be 15, and she was in much worse shape. She was fatter. My mom overfed them, things like that. So, I could see Courtney going another 2-3 years. But realistically, maybe a year, but, hope for the best, expect the worst type of thing. But I've been giving her that new medicine. I got some for me, which I got to take today. Let me pull it out now. The ashwagandha stuff. So I got some for me and I got some for Pee-wee. But I haven't been able to give Pee-wee any yet because I want to okay it with the vet first, because it can affect the liver also, and all his meds he's on already affects the liver. That's why I have to keep getting blood work to make sure it's not harming his liver. So I want to talk to the vets before I give him any. But I've been giving her some, and I swear to that yesterday she was more playful than I've ever. Now, is it the stuff? That's the only thing I can equate it to. Equate it? Is that the right word? The only thing I can connect it to is the dog treats of this stuff. Because yesterday she was more playful than she's been in a very, very long time. And let me tell you, when she was barking, playing, her barks have not been that loud before. And she's usually not one to bark in the house. Usually it's wait till we get outside and she's barking and we're playing and she'll bark at me, or she'll walk in here and kind of bark at me like, hey, I want to go outside. But when we were playing in the house, her bark was louder than I've ever heard it. So I can only I can only connect it to those dog treats with that in there. That maybe it's making her feel better. Either that or it's the high before the lows. You always get the high before somebody like really falls to death or whatever, and she is older. So it's one or the other. Hopefully it's the med or the dog treats that's doing it. But so I'm still waiting for anything on this. Being like I said, if she had to put her dog down 2 days ago, she might wait past Thanksgiving to make a decision, just to keep the dog around for a little bit longer for her own self. Kind of, if you had to put down a dog before, the sadness involved in that. So, yeah. So I'm hoping for the best, but you know what? I'm sure that she'll go to the best home that this person thinks that is right for her. So maybe she don't think having 2 other dogs is the right place for her, and maybe that's right. Maybe that's if she acts a certain way around dogs. Who knows? I'll, if she's a foster, she knows the dog better than I do. So I'm sure she'll make the best decision for the puppy. So. But even if it don't happen, I'm going to keep an eye out for that style of dog. 1 for Jan, and 2 that hopefully we can get one that Pee-wee can actually play with. Because besides me, he can't play with Courtney. Courtney likes to play, but just like Vern would overpower her and hurt her too bad. Because her back legs are not the best and she's older and stuff. So May just, if it works, like Jan said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So we'll see. But I would like to get him a playmate. And I think also that might help with his anxiety. If it is the anxiety that's triggering the seizures, I think having a puppy that he can play with and actually run around with, besides just me running around and playing with him, I think that might really help his anxiety level, especially coming from a home where he had another St. Bernard to play with. So, and that would probably mean less sleep time during the day and more sleep time during the night. I got a puzzle buyer who wants to come back and buy more puzzles, and oddly enough, I cannot find this one. So I got to refund her for this. But she asked if I got any more puzzles going up, and I don't think I do as of right now. So thankfully, she's very talkative and communicating with me. So when I told her that I haven't found it yet, she's like, oh, no big deal. Ship it whenever you can, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure she'll take it okay when I tell her I can't find it. I'll go down again today and look for it again in hopes that I find it. But there's not many places that puzzle would be. I got it stored in the bathroom which they're all kind of together in there. So the fact that it's not theirs makes me scratch my head and go, did it sell and somehow get relisted? I'm not sure. So yes, even I will misplace an item every once in a great while. Thankfully enough, on that day that I sold 155 items, not one item was misplaced. I mean, every item was found. not even one out of place that I had to search for. The whole 155 items were boom, boom, boom. Here they all are. So I sent out the day before that $1,300 day, I sent out a coupon advertising the buy two, get two free with a coupon for the media. So I think I'm going to do it again. Since tomorrow's Thanksgiving, maybe people will be on the computer. And then maybe I'm going to do it like 3 times a week here on out for the rest of the holiday season, just to keep my store fresh into people's minds if they want to look for something. If it'll allow me to do 3 a week. I'm not sure if they put a limit on it on eBay or not. I've never tried to do that. I usually do them about once a month, if that. So when I remember to do them. So yeah, all the typical suspects over here. All right, well, that's where I am. We're at 5 p.m. and nothing has come through since then, since I started the video. No cha-chings. When's the last time you watched a video without a cha-ching in the background? It's been a minute. Kind of sucks. 5 o'clock. All right. So I like to have 5x5 at the lowest. Let's see. So we've got 275. Let's pull up the international, see if I had any today. No. So 276 plus 85. So, boo. Not quite $400 by 5. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo. All right. That's where I'm at. That's what's going on with me. I've been slacking too much today. Right, Pee-wee? This is stoic Pee-wee. This is Pee-wee without any problems, without any issues. Let me raise or make us bigger. That's Pee-wee without any issues. See how comfortable he just looks? Right? Right, babies? Not trying to bite. Not trying to scratch. This is a perfect Pee-wee. As he's going to make you yawn now. And now I got to fight one off too. I didn't fight it off. You got me. Goofball. You got me. Right, baby girl? Right, baby girl? All right. Miss my kiddos. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If I don't talk to you before tomorrow or on tomorrow's day or on Thanksgiving Day. And I will see you all in the next video. Later.